I'm going to show you the most amazing retro camera setup. Come take a look.
I am a photographer, but my son? Not so much. He's never really been into photography. Sure, he'd admire my retro cameras lying around like my Nikon FE2 or some of my old vintage beauties. But actually taking photos? Nope. He wouldn't even snap pics with his phone or bother with Instagram. But then, out of nowhere, he tells me he's really into the Fuji X-T50. And honestly, who isn't? That camera is iconic, retro vibes, sleek form factor, compact body, powerful specs, and a lens that's basically a miracle worker. Perfect, right? Except, not for a first camera. It's pricey. So, I had to get creative. First thought, the Nikon DF. It's a full-frame retro DSLR that uses classic Nikon lenses perfect. Because I have a ton of old lenses collecting dust. But alas, it's discontinued. Even refurbished, it's over $1,800. Next idea. The new Nikon ZF. Gorgeous camera. Retro. Full frame. And totally something I wouldn't mind for myself. Hint, hint. But again, not exactly first camera material, and it's definitely not pocket friendly. So, off to my local camera shop I went. Shout out to local camera shops, by the way they're the best. I used to work at one back in Madison, Wisconsin. Call the camera company, and there's just nothing like holding a camera in your hands and talking shop with someone who actually knows their stuff. This time, I hit up a shop in Arlington, Virginia, District Camera, to see what they had. I checked out the Nikon ZF for me, obviously. Then the Nikon ZF-C, which is like the ZF smaller sensor sibling. Cool camera, but not quite the vibe my son was going for. He was clearly leaning Fuji. Specifically, something retro, compact, and silver. Enter the Fuji X-T50. This would have been my top pick. It's tiny, powerful, and has interchangeable lenses. But they only had it in black. Strike 3. Now, I considered waiting for the upcoming XM5, perfect, but not. Or going for a point-and shoot like the ZS99 or ZS50. But I wanted something in silver and something closer to the T30. Then I spotted the X-T50 in silver. Game changer. The X-T50 has the same amazing sensor and film simulations as a Fuji X-100-6, but it's styled like an SLR and, crucially, it has interchangeable lenses. That's what sealed the deal. I wanted to pair it with a retro lens like a Helios or Carl Zeiss, and you can't do that with a fixed lens X-100-6. I grabbed a simple M42 thread mount adapter for Fuji X mount from Amazon. Just get the cheap kind. There's no autofocus, no electronics, no lens. So you don't have to spend big. If you don't know, M42 is a classic mount developed by Carl Zeiss in the 1940s. And it's been used by everyone like a Panasonic, Soviet lenses, you name it. I popped a Helios 40 onto the adapter and boom! Soviet Helios lenses are cheap on eBay, full of character, and produce stunning colors. Plus, I've got a stash of Soviet lenses at home for him to experiment with. To complete the setup, I added a leather case for the X-T50. It's functional, stylish, and has a handy latch for battery swaps. And just like that, I put together the ultimate retro Christmas gift. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of jealous. But hey, maybe I'll borrow it every now and then.
This is a mix of contemporary and vintage to create the ultimate hipster setup.